everyone, welcome back to another video. I've had a few requests to film more of the old style content, the sort of things I used to put out a few years ago, especially when going about curating a capsule wardrobe, which is something I'm still working on. But more specifically, I've had requests for updates for a jewellery update and a makeup collection update. And it feels nice to have a little bit of a break from the more side hustle and money-based content and come back to some of the old original ideas. So I'm going to talk jewellery today, and videos I've posted of this nature in the past have always been my minimal jewellery collection or decluttering jewellery to get it to the point of being a minimal jewellery collection. But quite honestly, that hardcore decluttering phase is no longer a part of my life anymore because I've got myself down to, I would say, a reasonable amount of items, and it's really just about maintaining that now. So I declutter the odd thing here and there, but generally speaking, I'm quite content in the amount of stuff that I have. That being said, I would also say I am just not as strict with myself anymore. When I've made a video like this in the past, it felt great when I used to say, I've only got one necklace and I wear the same one necklace all the time. And that worked really well for a while. I did wear the same necklace all the time, no matter what sort of day, occasion, event it was, and that did just work for me. But as I have been curating my capsule wardrobe, I realised that I would like a few sort of alternatives that I can wear, and so I've now got a jewellery collection that I don't foresee me adding to for a very long time now. It is not minimal anymore, and so I don't have that same just one necklace minimal collection of jewellery anymore. It would be a very short video if I did. But I am at a place where I'm happy with the amount of jewellery I've got. I still have certain rules when it comes to buying jewellery, which I'll share with you. And I'm at a point where I don't foresee myself buying any more jewellery for a good long while because what I have is satisfying my needs. As I said, I've got a couple of rules. So in order to make sure that my jewellery is versatile and I can wear it with lots of different outfits, whether it's to work or for something more dressy or even just as part of dressing up a more casual outfit. In order for it all to tie in with my capsule wardrobe, I only buy jewellery that is the colours of gold and silver. They're not all necessarily actually gold or actually silver, but they have to be those tones. So you won't find me with anything with big colourful gemstones or beads, any big pendants or talismans, sort of anything outside of quite simplistic and gold primarily in nature. Gold is my go-to colour, even though I've been told I suit silver more and that I should be wearing silver. I personally prefer gold, and so I wear gold jewellery, and then I've got a very small collection of silver jewellery on that very rare occasion where I feel like I might need silver jewellery with a particular outfit over gold, but admittedly that set of jewellery does not get worn very often. I don't tend to spend a lot of money on jewellery, so I haven't got, you know, my finest jewellery, the diamonds. I haven't got thousands and thousands of pounds worth, because I'm very realistic about the fact that jewellery does tarnish and jewellery could get lost, jewellery can get damaged, particularly if it's dainty, and that over time my tastes are going to change. If I'm going to be spending hundreds or thousands on jewellery, it's not going to happen. I expect to have that for a lifetime and to be able to use that for years, and I'm talking decades to come, and if I'm not going to, that to me is a waste. So we'll start with necklaces to begin with, because that's definitely the area that's grown the most from our one necklace, and that one necklace, of course, I still have. It wasn't going to go anywhere, and that is this one. So this was a Christmas gift from my dad. I'm not sure if you can read that, but there is an inscription on the back. He bought my sister and myself the same one. It says, "I love you" down the centre, and it says, "My little girl yesterday, my friend today, my daughter forever." It's a few years old. I would say this is getting on for maybe 7 or 8 years old now. We have had them for a good long while, and this was my everyday necklace. I wore it to work every day. I liked that I was wearing something that was from my dad and that it was sort of like he was with me all the time. But I did start to notice over time it was starting to tarnish, it was starting to wear, and I really, to be quite honest, wanted to maintain it as it is. I don't want it to get any worse. So I've definitely started wearing it a lot less. In fact, I hardly wear it now. Because it's a sentimental piece, I don't want it to tarnish anymore. I want to at least keep it in the quality it is now, so it doesn't get a lot of wear anymore. And in fact, it was that decision to sort of try to save this one as much as I can that led me to start thinking about actually purchasing some other jewellery aside from my one necklace. The necklace I've got on today is just a gold chain. It's not fully gold, it's gold plated. And this was something that was my nan's. My nan recently passed away, and so we all sort of just chose something that we wanted to keep of hers to remember her by, and so I chose this necklace and matching bracelet, which I've got on today. I wear these quite a lot, sort of casual daily wear to work. They're very easy to just pop on and they seem to go with everything. And I don't mean this to come across in a bad way, but I feel like because her passing's still quite recent, we're still sort of in the aftermath of that, I feel like I'm leaning towards wearing these more than some of my other pieces because of that sentimental feeling. And now I'm not sure if over time that will wear off as I get used to the fact that she's no longer with us, and maybe I'll reach for them less, but right now I think there's just a little sentimental thing there. I have then just got a few dainty chains. So I have two chains. They're very simple. One's slightly longer than the other, and they're part of a necklace set. They're meant to be worn together. These I've had for maybe 3 to 4 years, and they were from Ana Luisa, as well as another set. We've got one longer one and one shorter chain, but they're designed to be worn together as a set. So I will just pop these together, and some of you may remember them from previous jewellery videos. So then there's that one that goes with it. These were also Ana Luisa, and these were actually what I got as part of a sponsored video that I did with them. And to be quite honest, I cannot knock their necklaces. They really have stood the test of time. They are still beautiful, elegant and dainty all these years later, only if you don't get them wet. So I have this chain, which was also from there, which, because it got wet in the shower, it was one of those ones I sort of just wore all the time, it lost its gold colouring. So this is very much a mixture of gold and silver in colouring now. Because of that, I really rarely reach for it, but it's one I've not felt the need to let go of yet. I think with jewellery, for me, a lot of it feels like a waste. If I get rid of it, that will become clear as we get into mainly rings. This next one is, now, it's hard to explain. Have you got a piece of jewellery that has a silly meaning to you that no one else knows about, you've never told anyone, it symbolises something special to you? That's what this piece is to me. It's not from anywhere fancy. It's just a Joma jewellery one. However, when I bought it, or when I saw it, and I must admit this was a complete impulse buy, but when I saw it, the star resonated with me because of a particular memory, and I won't go into it. As I said, it's a personal thing to me. I know what it means, but no one else would. But because of the star and the background and just the general design of the necklace, it reminded me of something and I just had to buy it. And so that is this piece of jewellery to me. This is one that means something, but only in my head. It's only relevant to me. And so I generally find I'm reaching for this when I'm sort of reliving that particular memory, thinking about that particular part of my life. And so whenever I'm wearing this, it's probably because I've been thinking a little bit about that, and that the symbolism of it is like in the forefront of my mind. And then my most recent purchase was this one, which is a half chain, half pearl necklace. They are mother of pearl shells, not actual pearls. And this one is from D. Louise. I just really wanted something with pearls on. I feel like that really matched the aesthetic I was going for, particularly with my wardrobe. And I had my eye on them for months. And in the end, I finally decided to treat myself. And then other than that, I've just got my silver one, which has got sort of this smoky grey to black gemstone in it. This was a Joma jewellery, and this was also a gift from my best friend. and that is my one sort of silver coloured necklace that I go to when I need a silver. Then if we move on to bracelets, I've already mentioned the gold chain that I'm wearing. I've also got, sort of whilst we're on the theme of things I've inherited, got to be really careful with this, it's so dainty. I have this bracelet, which I haven't done up because we had such a hard time undoing it in the first place, but it looks like this, and it's got this little padlock on it. And this belongs to my grandmother, and she says she's had it since she was probably my age, and my granddad bought it for her, and she said she's never worn it because it's so dainty and delicate and she was always worried about breaking it or losing it. Well, she's in her 80s now, so this is a very old bracelet, and so she handed it to me and she said, I want you to have this, look after it, and now I'm too scared to wear it. But apparently it's called a gate bracelet, and I'm guessing they were fashionable back in the 60s. So I've got that one. I've also got an Ana Luisa one, which has been in many of my videos. It's the one with the little heart on the end. And again, I think because this has rolled down my wrist whilst I'm washing my hands, it's got wet, and the same thing's happened. It has started to discolour a tiny bit. It's not terrible, but you can certainly see patches of discoloration. But generally speaking, I will still wear this. Like, you can get away with it. When I want a really dainty bracelet, this is my go-to. So I do still get a lot of wear out of that one. And then, just like the necklace, I also bought the D. Louise pearl bracelet that is half pearls, half chain. And then I just have a small collection of the Joma jewellery bracelets. So each one is themed, and they call them a little something, and I've had most of these for so long that I can't remember what they all are, but all of them symbolise something like a little bit of love, a little friendship. You can get ones that are for any event like birthdays, engagements. I've got one that is we will miss you, from when I left one of my places of work. And again, I just match these up when I'm wearing my silver jewellery. It gives me something to wear, and they stack. You can wear as many or as few as you like. That is it for bracelets. So let's do earrings next. So I'm currently wearing these, which are actually from Michael Kors. They were another jewellery present from my best friend. She's very big on jewellery. I myself personally have stopped buying from Michael Kors in recent years, but as they were a gift, I do sort of continue to wear them. I had the matching necklace, but it tarnished so easily, and it didn't get wet or anything like that. At worst, it might have got like a spritz of perfume near it, but it tarnished so quickly. The entire gold came off it, and you could see all the metal underneath. It was definitely an example of where you're paying for the name and not the quality, and the earrings are starting to go that way as well. So I had to get rid of the necklace. It wasn't, you couldn't wear it. It was all sort of the grey of the metal coming through, and it wasn't a shiny grey, it was a dull grey. It wasn't good. So I did get a good lot of wear out of it. I'll admit, for a very long time it was my everyday with these earrings because they were a nice set, but it did tarnish, and I didn't even get those a year ago because I got them for my birthday, and it's not my birthday again yet this year, so it didn't last an awful long time. The earrings are starting to tarnish as well, but I'm getting away with them, and they have got some lovely little gemstones in. So that's those. I will just show you in here, 2 pairs of stud earrings. We've got crescent moons and hearts. I very rarely wear studs because I don't like the tightness of the backs pressing on my earlobes. They seem to irritate me, and then I go all red and puffy. But I do just have those because they're both lovely pairs, and again, they are both from Joma Jewellery. I've then got a stacking set, which, if I show you one of each, so it helps. So these are when you've got more than one set of piercings. I've got 2. So you have this one in the upper lobe, which is just a little gold hoodie, and then this sort of braided effect one goes in the lower lobe. Obviously the same in each ear, and then they come with just an ear cuff, which you wear at the top. So that's that set. That set is also from Ana Luisa. They've done well in terms of tarnishing. They're not damaged. However, they have gone, I don't know if you had to see it, but they have gone green in the hinge, and that's the same on all 4 of them. I also have in here, I'm not going to get them all out, but they have featured in other videos before, 3 sets of other Ana Luisa huggies. We've got star-shaped ones and then just normal round ones, and all of them are starting to discolour slightly. I was really adamant with those, particularly when I first got them, that every time I took them out I'd just give them a bit of a wipe on a tissue or something, and they lasted well, but it has been a good few years now and they are starting to tarnish, and as a result I reach for them less. Then it's almost like we could have seen it coming. I have the little pearl earrings from D. Louise to match the necklace and the bracelet. I've then had these for a little over a year now, and these are just some Swarovski drop earrings, and I generally just wear these for special occasions. I really do like these, and I got them in the sale, so even better. So when I go somewhere nice, those are the ones I generally reach for, and they're my only ones that's still in the actual box. Which leaves us with, last but not least, rings. So here we go again. I still have 3 of my old Ana Luisa rings, but once again, they have become faded and discoloured over time from getting wet. So as a brand, or at least when I was buying their jewellery, I haven't purchased anything from them in 2.5 going on for 3 years, I would say. At least back then, that jewellery doesn't stand up too well against water. If you don't get it wet, like my necklaces, they really can stay beautiful for a long time. So it really is just about how you care for your jewellery. So I pretty much blame myself for that. You know, they never claimed, or at least back then, they never claimed to be waterproof, discoloration proof and hold up against anything. So I have then got, and I'm wearing all of them now, 5 rings from D. Louise. So I'll just show you. Apologies in advance for my dry hands. So I've got this sort of ribbon one, a twisted one, a clover one that I don't know if you can see. Might not focus. But it's actually got a little green gemstone in it. And then this double band one, it's actually 1 ring, and then this chunkier one. Now, D. Louise claims to be waterproof, everything proof, like lifetime guarantee. And I have not risked any of those pearl items that I bought getting wet because I don't want to ruin them. Again, they're not the most expensive jewellery in the world, but they are towards the upper end of what I would want to pay for jewellery. I think the necklace was 65. The rings I have started to take off when I wash my hands because they are starting to discolour. They are losing their colour. Again, you're going to have to ignore my hands. Not only are they dry, but they're also, you know, after you've been to the gym. But if I show you this one, you might be able to see, and this one actually, it is not perfectly golden colour anymore. It is starting to let the silver shine through. Now, I've been on their website and they've got their lifetime guarantee, and it says, if for whatever reason stuff starts to discolour, then get in touch with them and they'll replace it. Filming this video was what reminded me of that, so I've not actually done it. So I'm going to get in touch with them and see if there is anything they can do, particularly about this one, because this one's the worst one. This one, it's only a bit underneath. I can kind of live with that. But this one's quite bad, and I think the reason is because it's hard for me to get off, because I bought quite a snug size, and so the others come off really easily, but this one is quite snug. So if I want to take that off every time I want to wash my hands, it's a bit of a challenge, and I have to sit there sort of twisting it for a while to get it off. So sometimes, particularly when I'm at work and I'm in a rush, I just wash my hands with it still on. Now, it's meant to have some sort of protection on it that even if you do wash your hands and get it wet, that's not a problem. You're supposed to be able to wear them in the shower and swimming and with sun cream and moisturisers and things like that. It's supposed to be lifetime guarantee. And so even though I do keep this one on to wash my hands, and that's why it's more damaged, it is still discolouring, which goes against what they say. So it would be really interesting if I got in touch with them to see if actually they do replace it. So I'll have to update you on that, because as a brand, if they do, then I absolutely can't fault them. If they don't, I just feel like it's one of those situations where you've been sold something and it's not actually quite what it says on the tin. If they replace it, then that is like a top brand, like really, really good. I'll be really impressed. And that is everything. That is all of my jewellery. I have a watch. Actually, that is something that's changed since my last jewellery video. I used to have a Fitbit. I would say it was about a year ago my Fitbit died. It was a really old one as well. It was the Charge 2, and the Charge 4 at least was out, and then I think they stopped making the Charge edition. They made like other models, like more smartwatch style models, because it was not a smartwatch. It was barely anything. And you know what I'm like with technology. If you've watched my videos for a while, I will keep a piece of technology going even though it's just not on trend anymore. I keep mobile phones running for as long as they can until they die after my contract comes out and things like that. But my Fitbit absolutely did die because it was an old model and I'd had it for I think 5 years, so it gave up after that and I thought it was time for an upgrade. So this is the Samsung Galaxy 4, which at the time wasn't even the newest model. The 5 had come out, but I was like, I'm not paying for that. I'll stick with the 4, so I got the 4 and I've had this for about a year and I changed the strap on it just so it's a gold strap so it goes with everything else. And that is it really. That is my jewellery update. That is where we are at. So by no means minimal, we've got plenty, but all within sort of a colour palette. Everything's quite elegant. I want to say classy as much as classy can be without it being, you know, your finery or your sort of your diamonds and your sparkles. That is everything and it's really working for me. I'm really happy with it. Obviously I've got a few sentimental bits in there and there are some bits that honestly speaking we could declutter at this point and it will just be about me finally letting those things go. But that's it, that is my jewellery update. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. And if you're sticking around for another video, I will pop one here for you to watch. Don't forget that makeup collection update is coming your way as well very soon. I'll see you again in another video. Until then, take care. Bye!